So continuing on, we were talking about how the Lord has given us all power and authority, and he's told us that we are to go into the world and preach the gospel. He's told us that we can trample on the demonic realm, that we can take authority over it. He's given that to us, and he's expecting us to act in that way. The Lord's house here was in ruins. And you see that the church really isn't in people's mainstream thinking. It might be there when they're thinking about a wedding perhaps, or a funeral, but even less so now with that. And as I was saying earlier, with all of the stuff that's going on in society, I did hear Emily Maitlis on Newsnight questioning Rowan Williams and asking him whether it was shaking his faith that this was going on. And of course, the answer to that is no. And he said it in such a skillful way, as a man of God and a theologian. It was very, very impressive if you can get it on catch up in any way. So here we are, and we are the people who have been given the authority to bring the kingdom in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, and we are to rebuild these ruins. So ruins are hard work to sort out. It needs some heavy-duty gear, doesn't it? It needs some teamwork and some organization to get it done. When this strong word came to the people feared the presence of the Lord. As I said earlier, sometimes we do need a strong word. Sometimes we do need to be shaken into action. Verse 14 says, "So the Lord stirred up the spirit of Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel." And I really pray that the Lord will stir you up. I really pray that the Lord will stir me up. And stirred here in chapter 1, verse 14, the Hebrew is ur, or ur is the pronunciation. It's U-R, and you pronounce it O-O-R. To rouse, awaken, stir up, excite, raise up, to incite, to arouse into action, says Strong's. To open one's eyes. It's used in the stirring of an eagle's nest. You know, when an eagle stirs the nest and gets the young out, and the young are literally tipped out, but the eagle is there to catch them, and the eagle wants the young to learn to fly. But until they're tipped out of the nest, they would stay there and have the food brought to them and have that looking after. But sometimes the Lord needs to act as the parent eagle and say, "Come on, it's time to tip out of the nest. I know it feels a little bit scary, but I'm there to catch you." And, it talks about an awakening as well. It talks about an instrument being tuned and warmed up. So really seek the Lord to be stirred up, because we are no good to him being lukewarm. This is a time now where we're on a tight time schedule. The prophetic clock is really, really ticking, and we've got a limited time to bring in the kingdom. It's the Lord's job to draw men unto himself, but he needs us to partner with him, because it's not his will that any should perish. His love is incredible. His love is everlasting, and his everlasting arms are there for us. So I just want you to really consider the word stirred there, and be stirred up yourself. I'm going to leave it at that for now, and I'll be back with you tomorrow.